You're tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, Under the Dome fans. We are excited to bring you another recap of Season 3, Episode 8, Breaking Point.
Yes.
I'm your host, Amanda Fields Bennett, and with me tonight is...
James Lott Jr. James Lott Jr. James Lott Jr.
James Lott Jr. is not only with me tonight, but he'll be here for the rest of Season 3.
Yes.
And
yes,
a quick shout out to our other co-host,
yes.
Jackie B.
Jackie B.
Feel better.
We love
She's
you.
a little under the weather, and we miss her tonight, but she'll be back next week.
Yes, she will. All the family will be all together.
Yes.
Yes.
So tonight was a huge episode for Under the Dome, and I have to pat myself on the back a little bit because
Yes.
I predicted this last week that the dome was what the dome was showing the people inside the dome was an illusion.
Yes, you called it.
Everyone under the dome, as you remember from last week,
Yes.
thought that the world had ended outside the dome.
Right, the apocalypse.
That the dome wasn't there to protect them, and that there were meteorites hitting the Earth, asteroids, explosions, a wall of fire.
Epic.
That someone predicted.
Yes.
By the way, wait, no. Which character predicted the wall of fire? Lyle.
Yeah, Lyle.
Lyle.
Yes.
Chumley. Anyway, so all these things appeared to be happening.
Yes.
To all of our main characters. They thought, okay, well, this is it. We're the last people left on Earth.
On Earth, yeah.
Surprise! However, it was a complete lie.
Yes.
The whole dome was like a TV screen.
Yeah, the way they showed it was so funny tonight. The way they showed it, how it was like going in and out. It was like beautiful sky, craziness. Beautiful sky, craziness. You're like, oh.
Beautiful sky, end of the world. Beautiful sky, Armageddon.
Armageddon. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Armageddon out of here.
So it was totally the crazy. So and one of the characters said, "There we go. That's right, Alexis. That's right, girl." But she said it looks like a TV channel. You're changing the stations. That's how it looks. But you called that.
Tuning in and tuning out. And I thought, I don't know if Under the Dome is going to throw this at the audience. But I thought, I feel like it's not really the end of the world because it just looked so crazy. The pink, that the stars are pink and they're falling. Like, I don't think an asteroid's just going to be pink and purple.
I mean, I'm not a scientist or what was it? An astronaut. I'm not neither of those things, so I don't know the truth.
Okay.
But I kind of agreed with you, and I was just like, that doesn't seem really right, does it?
It looked a little
stagey,
unbelievable.
Yes.
And I know that these are, I'm like, okay, these are some crazy special effects.
Yes.
But it just looked too crazy.
So for you were just like, this doesn't look super real. This has to be kind of put upon.
I was thinking to myself, well, Christine and Ava are here, and they're already messing with all the townsfolk and making them a kinship, and basically like lemmings just following along.
There should be a drinking game. Every time I say kinship.
Matrix. Oh, I would lose that.
I'd be drunk already. I mean,
floor.
Seriously, they say it so many times. But go ahead, sorry. Yes.
Oh, it's okay. So I was just gonna say, so they're already manipulating everyone in the town. Basically, they put them in the pods. They're pod people.
Yes.
They were in the pod alternate reality.
Yes.
And I thought, well, they already had a fake other life.
Yes, they did for a year.
That they think was a year, and it was a couple days.
Yeah, of course.
And they don't really. They think that it's real, but it didn't. None of that really happened.
Nope, it didn't.
And so I thought, I don't think outside of the dome is really happening because I don't think that Dale Barbara would stand by and let people actually die in a wall of fire.
Yes.
I just don't think he would do that.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a test, and he failed.
He failed. Obviously, he failed.
But,
Hello.
I mean, what did you think of all of the, what happened with Christine this week? She kind of...
Okay, first of all, Christine is a little horn dog. And she just like, I mean, when she had Sam, when Junior was holding Sam, and she comes all dewy out of the pod.
And she just got her Botox.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, okay, girl. And she was like, and she's like, Sam is going to be okay. And she like kisses him on the lips.
It's like she's kissing Junior. She's kissing Sam.
I don't think it was kind of weird. And Junior's right there, just like, sure, mother, whatever you say, kind of thing. He was just like, because Junior, of course, has been wanting a parental figure anyway because mom's gone, dad was an asshole. I mean, it's completely. So it's like he's really drawn to her and just like doing whatever she says. And I just thought that was really weird. I'm like, okay, that's just kind of.
He's like sucked into her deception.
Yes, and you take your title. We were doing these little titles before, and the Dome of Deception. I like that. That's basically what we found out. It was all deceiving.
Yeah,
and she admits it.
And there's been this through line of like, okay, having no emotions and having every emotion.
Yes,
and so the central characters that are totally human are still trying to regain some of their other townspeople and family, try to get them back onto the good side and be a human with like all your emotions and everything that you want to feel, which is actually much stronger. But we've seen time and time again of Ava saying, well, no, this doesn't make you strong.
Right.
This will make you free.
Ava is very cold. She's very cold. I mean, when she was trying to tell Hunter to kill himself a couple episodes ago, just like, it'll be better for everybody.
You're wasting the pain medication.
And we need it for other people. She was so cold about it. Like there was no feeling. So I agree with you. Like in this episode too, there's just no emotion, no feeling.
Let's just make it clear. I don't think this is like a science versus religion thing, like it was in the past seasons.
Right.
We can't ever say that Ava or Christine are like scientists. They're not coming from that angle at all.
No.
This is just a complete, like, we don't even still understand where they came from or what they're doing.
No. And what's really funny is that, I agree. This season, we were talking this before the show, very science fiction-y this season. More so than the first two.
Which is really fun, and I'm very into it, and I'm feeling it. And I'm still not so sure about this oxytocin liquid gel under the cave.
It's gross.
It is so weirdly gross.
Weirdly gross. I love it.
And then Christine, so she comes, speaking of her, she comes out of her pod. She was in a pod. So when she was in that pod, and the amethyst was like blinking.
Yes.
And she was the one, while in that pod, she created that whole illusion of the world ending.
Yes, she did.
By herself.
And she admits it. She was like, she comes out.
Well, we think it's by herself. We don't know what else was happening.
That's actually very true.
We don't know who she's communicating with.
Who is there a bigger boss?
I think there has to be.
There has to be, right?
They're
sent there from somebody, right? Probably, right?
Acteon.
Ooh, I'm surprised. What do you guys think? Of course, you always can tweet us all this stuff using the hashtag ABTV Under the Dome. And, and me, I'm at Black Hope LA, BLAKHOPE-LA, and you're at?
The Runway Queen.
And we'll talk to you. So you tell us what your theories are. But we think there's something a little bigger going on above Catherine and Ava.
Christine.
I said Catherine.
It's okay. You know what?
Christine.
None of those names are probably even her real name anyway.
Yeah, nobody be surprised anyway. But she comes out, and so she explains to her peeps it was an illusion.
Yes.
And Joe, Nori, and Julia see
and she's
them.
so calm about it, like, I just pretended it was the end of the earth.
Right. And Sam stabbed me, but whatever. I got him under custody. It's all good. We need to go back to work. That's her whole thing.
Yeah, she's like, whatevs.
Yeah,
I got stabbed. It's all good.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not fully healed,
I was in the pod.
But I'm still dewy and, and just horny.
And then so Christine and Junior decide to put Sam in the bunker, the fallout shelter, where Angie was at the very beginning of Under the Dome.
Exactly. You caught that. I was like, oh, you're right.
Yeah, it's like back to the beginning, but with Sam. And, it's not that Sam didn't deserve some kind of punishment for killing Angie.
No, yeah.
It's like back to where the girl that he killed was imprisoned. It's kind of a crazy mind.
A little karmic justice on some level. But
now we're on Sam's side because at least he's a humanoid.
Exactly. And that's the thing I was going to say. You made my point there. Is that now we kind of care about him a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the other people are worse.
Yeah.
So he's the lesser of two evils.
It's like, well, okay, he committed some really big sins.
Yes, he did. He did.
But, at the beginning of each episode, it talks about dealing with your own demons, your personal demons. So, okay, he has a lot of personal demons,
obviously.
but at least he's a human being.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the message here is every human being can have some kind of redemption, no matter how far you've gone down the wrong path, Big Jim.
Hello, Big Jim is like anti-hero now. He's the guy that, he has the best lines, first of all, so it's kind of funny. But
we love the writers,
yes,
all along, but especially this season because Big Jim has been getting some big one-liners. Sense
of humor, because he was the first 2 seasons he was so serious and so much the anti-everything.
It was like we were laughing at it being inappropriate, like way too serious, and I would laugh at the crazy, like, intense-ness of it all. Yes. And now we're laughing because the lines are hilarious on purpose. Yeah, they are on purpose. And it's like, you need to lighten him up a little because he did his penance being the evil guy. Now he's kind of part of the resistance. He's trying to work it out and save the town and save himself. So why not be funny doing it? The people from Acteon were always saying, like, oh, well, in every experiment, there's this and there's the control. And he was the control. Right. And so he... from a few episodes ago, yes, I remember that. So he's still the control, so he didn't have to go in the pods. No. But, he had some good lines tonight. He said, well, I'd take bullets over group hugs. Basically, he doesn't want to be part of the kinship. He doesn't want the group hugs and the kumbaya. No. He's emotions. He's like, no emotions. But I'm not into that. It's not kumbaya. It's just like... Every time they whistle, my hair, if I had more of it, would stand up even more, but it stands up. I can't whistle. That's why I just hum. I can't whistle either. So I can't do it. That could be a kinship then. That's Alexis. She did it. Alexis. It's very Hunger Games, that whistling. Yes, it is. And creepy. And you know what? Even though it should be hilarious based on the past seasons, when all the townspeople group up and crowd up on people, it's so creepy. I agree. And I think part of that comes down to I don't know if this is true, but I think the people working on the show are taking more time to choose who they're picking for the townspeople, even though they don't have any lines. And maybe they're getting better direction. That's great. It's like really they're holding onto the right kind of emotion, and it's really intense. That's true. I would be surprised. I'm they're doing better this season. Kind of creeped out just talking about it. I know. They creep me out. Just every time they creep me out. Every episode when I do that, I'm like, oh, don't do that. Please don't do that. Especially when Joe and Nori were in the middle of them. Oh, my God. I know. Especially because they're, like, younger, and it's just, They're going to eat the babies. No. I don't know. They're crazy. It is. It's like they're feeding. Yes, it feeding is. Time. It is. It's kind of weird. And so, then they show them with Hunter and Jonah. At the beginning, they show them, eating or whatever. And Hunter decides to go into Acteon, go back into his old kind of job, and see what he can find. And he finds Lily. Who's like a female version of him, I guess. Yeah, she's, like, replaced him at work. Well, she says he's the new Hunter. Yeah. And she's like, oh, no, I didn't come up with that. They gave me that name. Right. And then I was like, whoa. Yes, you're in. Okay. Yes. We're just going to have predictions the whole show. The whole time. Yeah, we see. We might have some more that we think of at the end, but we're just going to put them throughout because this is the type of show where you just feel it the whole time. You do. I agree. So I think... maybe the fact that his name is Hunter and that they call Lily the new Hunter, I'm wondering if the name Hunter is kind of like his job. Because he was working for Acteon, which is Dale Barbie's dad. Yeah. And then he got sent into the dome. Yep, he did. To kind of like... I miss his glasses. I know, they were so cute. As a glasses wearer, I like that. Well, your glasses are very cute. Thank you. These are new. James. They're trifocals. Progressive lenses. Oh. So he told me. I can't see nothing. No, but but you're right. So he was brought into the dome, and then he kind of ingratiated himself with everybody. As kind of a spy, but like a friendly spy. Yeah, he was nice. And then he turned to the dark side, and now he's back on the lights. Yes. So so they brought him in. So he goes in, and she's talking to him, and meanwhile, Big Jim takes the computer. Is like, "Excuse me, let's cut the chit chat." And it's like, I need to get to the point. So because this is a big plot point. So he lies and says that Dr. Marston, because she's like, I know who you are. You're James Rennie Sr. and I can reach you. Also known as Big Jim, and I can talk to you, but I don't know where Dr. Marston can't be reached. As we all know from a few episodes ago. Yeah, the guy in the lab coat. With the can of Vienna sausage top. So disgusting. When I went home and saw my Vienna sausage, I was like, that can actually be used as a weapon. So he did that. Top of the can, slit the throat. And it's so poignant because he gave Big Jim the weapon.
Yes, he did. He did.
And I wonder if he kind of knew that was...
Ooh.
It's like, am I sacrificing myself by giving him the weapon? I don't know.
But so anyway,
I don't think he knew that.
They probably know. And so then he asked for, he goes, I will bring him to you, release him to you if you give me some bigger explosives. Because the firearms they have were just going to work. So he's like, we need something else. She's like, I'll see what I can do. And then
he even says, can you send down a care package of sorts? And it's like another Hunger Games reference.
Totally. I love it. Thanks,
and I was like, is it going to float in with a little parachute like that?
Yeah. That, see, now, if it was a spoof, that'd be really funny. But obviously, they can't do that.
I think this show spoofs itself.
Well, especially the first 2 seasons were really good.
Oh, man.
Yes, it did. But meanwhile...
Meanwhile... Eva.
Yes.
And Barbie.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. So, big plot point.
Oh!
They do the deed.
I'm sorry for that nasty scream, but I'm so disgusted
they
by
made love. Made love.
But love, what's love got to do with it?
That's right, because she'll know love. She's an alien.
Says, we have no need for love and the kinship.
Again, kinship.
It's a wasted human emotion. Yes. It's not important.
And here's what's important. Almost bitten. For CBS, they showed some back and upper butt action on her. It was like a slight upper butt.
I don't know if it was action. It was just a back of her body nudity.
Well, you don't see that on CBS. I don't see it on CBS. What
but she still had her pants on.
Yeah, no, that's part of it. This isn't FX or anything. I know, I get it.
But it was a lot for a primetime CBS show. I felt like
okay, I'm awake.
But they had to actually let everyone know, like, okay, that really happened.
Yeah, she could have all her clothes on. Yeah,
it wasn't Ava just saying that it happened to manipulate everyone. Right. Like, we know, okay, it happened.
So they had sex, but she was concerned. She was like, he don't seem that different. So like the
and Christine's like, give him time. He'll come over to the dark side.
So see, I thought it was once they sleep together one time that would complete him, I guess. But I guess it's several times. They got screw every day. I mean, what's going on?
Or there's other things that he has to do besides that.
Oh, really? I didn't. Maybe he wasn't good in bed.
I don't know. I think she was just trying to get the seed.
I know.
She was trying to have a Barbie baby.
A Barbie baby.
Hashtag Barbie baby.
Hashtag Barbie baby. I can't even say it 5 times fast.
I don't know if we should do that hashtag because it could involve like actual Barbie dolls. So
oh my God, that's right. Barbie and Barbie.
Dale Barbara is the character's name, and they call him Barbie. But it's like, let's not confuse that with.
Now here's the problem. I have such great Twitterlings out there, and they usually hashtag whatever I say. It's probably gonna come up now.
It's okay. It's out there.
Hey, Barbie baby.
Someone else probably started it. It's
okay. Why not? Let Barbie have a baby.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? But yeah, no, so they did the deed. So that's, I mean, and then she looks in the mirror, of course, and so you have a thought. I wonder if this is the time we should bring it up at this time.
I can bring it up.
Yeah, bring it up.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ava is still looking in the mirror, and she's all dots and pixels and matrixy.
Yes.
And Christine is still very dotty in the mirror, and it's all white little dots. And I'm wondering, is this because it's part of Acteon's plan to manipulate this whole town under the dome? And are Ava and Christine even really there at all, or are they just like a projection, like the end of the world was a projection? And even though they can
touch and feel,
even though Dale Barbara thinks that he had sex with Ava, it could be another kind of manipulation, because remember when they were in the pods, he thought that they had a year-long relationship and they were making love, and it wasn't real at all. So I mean,
I was wondering who are they? Like, what kind of alien are they? Like, what are they?
What kind of alien are they? Are they even an alien, or are they a computer program?
From Acteon.
Or from, I don't even know where, but I feel like Acteon, what is Acteon?
Yeah, what is it? First of all.
And is Dale's family who he thinks they are?
Would it be crazy if, like, his dad just shows up?
Yes. I mean, is his dad really his dad?
Right.
Or who is his mother? Like, who are his family really?
Right.
And I feel like there's a lot of things going on.
Yeah, because they've dropped a few things, like the whole monarch thing, and there's things they kind of they haven't picked up on in a while.
Well,
so
Julia is the monarch,
but
because she's trying.
Right.
But then all the butterflies died in the tunnel.
They did, right? So it's like,
I think that was a metaphor for the people becoming the kinship.
Oh, okay.
Like they died to their old self.
Okay, got it.
And now they're just like
okay. I'll give you that.
people.
I'll give you that one. Yeah, definitely.
I just kind of thought of that metaphor on the spot, but I like it.
I like that. And then of course, so Joe.
So wait, speaking of Julia, the Prius is on the move again.
Oh, the Prius. That's right. She's all happy. She's all happy. The Prius.
Oh, I have a Prius too.
That's right. And they found a way to plug it in.
Yeah.
They were just sitting there.
Just that little electric post to plug in the car was just in the middle of town the whole time no one noticed.
Yeah, exactly. It suddenly appeared out of nowhere, like the dome just appeared. And
although that is a cool feature. I don't have that kind of Prius. I have the regular kind. I don't have the plug-in kind.
Oh. But you have the one that you can, if you need to do electric, you can switch over. Yeah.
It just doesn't charge that way.
Oh.
Sorry, we're getting a little off topic, but that's what happened in the episode.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, it was a Prius commercial.
It was a Prius commercial. A little product placement. Thanks, CBS.
Yes. Thanks, Toyota.
And so basically, when they go inside to tie it together, they find the diagram that we saw a few episodes ago.
Yeah, what did they call it? Schematic.
A schematic.
I've never heard that word.
I heard that when I used to watch on 24.
Or maybe I've heard that word in 8th grade.
Yeah,
I don't remember it.
I'm like, is it like a blueprint or something? Like it's always something like like a blueprint. That's what I thought.
Like a design.
Yeah, it's supposed to get
plan.
It's supposed to be a plan, so you can actually go in and the schematic of the building, so it shows you where all the rooms are.
She's scheming.
She's scheming.
This is her scheming plan. Blueprint of scheming.
So don't start tweeting me telling me how wrong I was, but I think it's right.
Oh.
So I think it's fine. Schematic.
Okay.
They say it like 10 times in the sentence, so that's why we bring it up.
You know what? Do tweet me because I still don't know what it means.
Tell her.
A schematic is a schematic diagram in particular to an electric or electronic circuit.
Oh, that's why 24 always did that.
Spoiler alert! Wow. Electronic circuit.
Oh, interesante, as we say in Spanish.
I say that too.
I say it all the time. Interesante.
An electric current.
That's interesting. Okay, that's interesting.
So maybe the amethysts are electricity.
Which makes sense.
Because the egg used to power the amethyst.
Yes, it did.
And then the egg got crushed somehow. Big Jim.
Yes. Yes.
And so now the amethysts are all they've got left to power.
But now it goes with what your theory is. That they're not
really aliens.
There could be an image. So
electricity.
Oh my god!
Program.
Oh my god!
Know.
Oh my god! So if the electricity goes out, the amethyst I can't get the words out. The amethysts go out, then they just go, right? They disappear, right? Probably the pixelation goes. Maybe.
And Christine kept talking about the dome calcifying if they run out of energy, but they said, "Oh, and everyone in here will die." I don't think so.
It's them. They're gonna die.
I think the kinship will die.
Right, not the others.
Yeah, the others. The humans.
The humans. Yeah. I don't know the others. I know the humans.
And then, so Joe and Nori are talking to Big Jim and Julia.
Yes.
And Hunter.
Yes, and Hunter.
And they're saying, okay, Joe and Nori, you guys find the schematic.
Yes.
And bring it back to Bird Island. So that's their job.
Yeah.
And then it leads them down a path of, crazy things that go down.
Yes. Poor Jim and Nori. They always seem to get in these situations like all the time, just like one after another.
Do you remember when they when they had their first kiss? Like the dome was like happy about it.
Yes.
So like I don't know what that was about. And it's like, okay, oh my God, my head is spinning tonight.
Tell me.
You know how they've always been like looking through the dome and seeing people on the other side of the dome and little things happening. And, like, what if that was all just what they wanted them to see?
Ooh.
Because remember how there was, like, that soldier that Big Jim knew?
Oh, my God, it's so funny.
And then he ended up killing him.
That's right.
Or, like, the acting on people killed him.
Yeah.
They were just like, whatever. But Big Jim was ready to kill him. And he was, like, an old soldier friend.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that old soldier friend was ever really there.
I like that.
And then, like, the whole army tank. There's a whole lot of imagery of war in this show.
Yeah, there is.
When you think about it.
Yeah, there is.
And so, life and death and war.
Well, the dome. It's like first, like, was it to protect us or kill us? So it's like
imprison us.
Or imprison us.
Or
which is a metaphor for war too. It's all about war.
Yeah, and it's psychological warfare.
Mm-hmm. Which is happening right now.
Emotional.
Well, because like you and I were saying when we were talking, we watched the show together before we come on, and we were saying how the show really does give you the question. They keep saying, well, everyone's happy now, and there's nothing going on, and everybody's just kind of getting along, and isn't it beautiful? And you think, well, wait a minute, though, but it's all without choice.
Yeah. And I mean, I've talked about this in past recaps with Jackie, but I mean, I really feel like it's kind of like, okay, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Like someone is leading you and you think you're part of this like happy thing, but really you're numb to reality and you're following along something that's only going to lead you into a path of destruction instead of help.
But it makes me feel like their options are
because this has happened throughout history.
Right. Yeah, no, it has.
Cult leaders.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh, it's such a dirty word. I don't even like to say it.
Even that Kool-Aid reference is from Jim Jones, but you know, like in the 70s.
And people kind of throw that reference around, but it was really dark and horrible.
It was very... 990 people died.
I saw the CNN documentary
and that was
about
amazing. No, it's amazing. It's amazing just to see how people look for that. So
it's amazing how people can manipulate large groups of people into thinking that that's like what they should be doing.
Yes.
And it's kind of like Ava convincing Hunter, like, oh, you should just die because we need the medicine for the kinship.
Right.
And he was willing to just be like, okay.
Oh, okay. You're right, girl.
Inject me with that.
Right. Thank God Nori came in and stopped it. That was a great scene. That's that
was one of the best scenes.
That was a great scene. But yeah, but anyway, so going along with what you're saying, it's just kind of funny because then they meet up with her mom, Carolyn, Nori's mom, Carolyn.
Yes, and Nori is firing things at her to get her to have that emotional connection and fire up all these like human emotions in her. And it was so good because Nori was like trying this and like, oh, okay, that doesn't work. Well, I'm gonna play dirty.
She went for the jugular and she was like, "You're not my real mom anyway. My other mom was my real mom. We talked about it all. We talked about it all the time. And you killed my mom. You're the one who killed my mom. And we just went in for the jugular.
You're the reason why she died.
Right.
I didn't even want to go to that school anyway.
Exactly.
But like,
I took drugs when I wasn't home. And just all this stuff.
Nowhere near as good at delivering that as she was. That was incredible.
That was a really great scene for her. But even the greater scene in that was the actress she plays, Carolyn, just had to stand there and not react to it.
I know.
I wonder how she didn't realize. I wonder how in real life it was
be
just
like robotic.
Yeah, just like. And they started whistling. Start whistling.
She did the whistle, and then the kinship people came in behind her. But then Nori still didn't give up on her, which I love because Joe was like, "This is not safe," and she's like, "No. I mean, come on. I think it's gonna work. I think I'm gonna get to her."
So my thing is, I've always thought is that Nori is a younger Julia.
I think so, too.
I'm all about the ginge anyway. So the red hair, I'm all about that. Anyway. And this show has plenty of redheads for me.
Well, there's the good redheads and then there's the crazy redheads.
I know, but that's fine. So I love me some red.
Christine.
Yes, Christine and Julie and all them. So I always look at Nori as kind of the younger, earlier Julia. So I like that she's feisty and she's
Julia
frightened.
sees herself in Nori.
Yes.
Because Nori's also not from that little town.
No, she isn't. Right.
And she has,
otherworldly experience. She has other experience. She's not from a small town.
Yeah, they're both from big cities.
Yes.
Big Jim even talks about how Julia is very cosmopolitan. And
yes.
I'm surprised you even wound up here anyway, Red.
Yeah, I know. He always calls her Red. I love that.
Red. Big Red.
Big Red. I love that. So,
Big Red and Big Jim.
And we were laughing because this topic we kind of call this frenemies. It's funny how Big Jim and Julia are having to work together. And it's actually working.
Yeah.
But they still are at each other. But they
know to survive, they have to listen to each other.
Yeah, they do. And it's working. I mean, it's working.
That's what human emotion gets you.
Yes. It's not one-dimensional.
No.
Not at all.
But how crazy was it last week when they were getting drunk together? Was that last week?
Yes, last week.
And they were just saying, oh, well, who would have thought we were the last people on Earth?
Right. I love that line. I like that line.
You and me.
Yes, I love it. So, yeah, and then
she's like, I guess I'm never going to get to go to Paris.
I know. It's like, okay.
It's destroyed by a wall of fire.
It was not true at all.
And remember the end of last week's episode, and I meant to talk about it, and I forgot.
Talk about it now. Do it.
Well, they were like trying to communicate with the outside world and trying so hard, and nothing was happening. And finally, there was that signal on the computer.
Yes.
Like a signal, like internet, like someone's trying to communicate with you. And then it was just this mystery of like, who is it?
Who is it?
Well, it was actually people.
It was people.
Yes, thank goodness.
Because they're alive. This is all a joke. So they're alive. Do it, girl. What?
But what about the image that we just saw of Lily, the new hunter? Was that really like at the same office that Hunter was in?
Or was that all
is this
illusion,
all like a fake, like a trick?
Well, here's the weird thing.
I don't know who to trust.
Well, she said, it makes you paranoid. She says, I'm going to send you some files for safekeeping. When he asked for the tentacle files, it has all his passwords, and she pulls a gun and runs off. So I'm like,
she pulled a gun?
She had a gun on her. She goes, okay. And then she gets up. Says, good luck, Hunter May, and she gets up.
Oh, yeah.
She goes, they're here.
Oh,
Who's
yeah,
there?
she hears someone knocking at the
Yeah,
door.
and she goes, they're here. So who's they? Who's there? And why they? And you're right. And what's here? What is here? Is it actually Action, or is it just some kind of? Because remember, he typed in the thing to get into the files, and she just immediately popped up.
And you know, this whole thing of the people being in the pods and having this alternate year reality, and it never really happened, but they think it happened in their brain. Then I'm wondering, is this whole under the dome thing not real? Is this a dream within a dream? Is
There
it like
have
an
been
Inception?
several shows in history that have done that, obviously. I'll never forget St. Elsewhere. At the very end, it was the autistic child's snow globe. The whole season was a snow globe.
I've never seen it.
Spoiler alert!
Oh yeah, if you haven't seen St. Elsewhere from the 80s, I don't tell you.
30 years ago.
If you're watching it like on Netflix or something, I don't tell you. That's the ending, kid.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I think it's actually a famous ending. I think I've heard of it.
It's like Newhart. Everybody knows that ending. It was like he wakes up and it was Bob Newhart show. I mean, come on.
Well, and it's what you call it?
Yes. What? Yes.
Why can't I think of the name of the film where he's like Rosebud and it's like the
the
best movie,
Citizen Kane. Yes.
Yeah, so that's kind of a throwback.
Yeah, so they do that kind of stuff. If you haven't seen Citizen Kane, sorry. Yes, but they kind of
sorry, that
spoiling
movie's like
old stuff all over the place.
100 years old. Sorry, guys.
But yeah, your theory. It'd be interesting to see. Well, I don't know how long the show's going to go on, so I'm curious to see how.
I know, we keep thinking this is the last season, but you never know how the show could be
Here's
stretched
the thing.
out.
I didn't read the book. I'm a Stephen King fan.
Either.
It's a thick book. It's a really thick book.
Okay.
So I don't know how long. I don't know if they're going by
Jackie
the book.
has read the book.
She read the book, okay.
But I have chosen not to read it.
Yeah, I don't want to either.
Because I just want to see what they do with this show. I might read it after it's all over.
Yeah, me too. I agree with you on that one.
But I feel like I've never, I have to admit, I've never read Stephen King because I know that reading it at home with my imagination, it's going to be so much scarier.
And he's very detailed. I mean, he gets flack for it, but I like it. He will give you a scene, and you're in it.
You see everything. You feel like you're there.
And if you have imagination, leave lights on, girl. Ooh. Oh, 2 minutes. Okay, so it's a couple big plot points. Number one is Christine tricks Sam. We find out into thinking
that she's given him a blood transfusion from her blood.
Yeah, because she's I'm O positive. I can go to anybody. Yeah.
O positive, you're an alien.
Yeah, we're positive you're an alien.
Oh my God! What if she doesn't have blood? But I mean, she bled when he tried to stab her.
He did. Whatever that is. It's a human body. Remember, it's a human body. So.
Or it appears to be. To
be. And they only got one amethyst out of the whole thing.
It was a giant one, though.
Yeah.
Well, so, okay.
They got the amethyst out, so that's out.
Oh, speaking of the tunnel, though, I'm sorry we keep going back and forth because this show goes back and forth and it's crazy.
It did go back and forth. It was
under
very
the dome
shocking.
and out of the dome and oh my God.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Back in the tunnels.
Yes.
So, Joe and Nori have had to follow Carolyn, Nori's mom.
Oh, yeah.
Because, okay, Nori tries to talk sense into her mom, and it doesn't work at first. And they're like, come with us. You have to go to the tunnels and dig these amethysts out because this is our survival. We have to do
lunch. You just got to do it.
You can skip this meal. Just keep working.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, you're still cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And then eventually, under those tunnels, when there's an emergency and, Carolyn thinks that her life is at stake, their life is at stake, she manages to save Joe and Nori's lives by telling them to get back. And she gets blown up by those bombs that were sent from
Big Jim and Julia sent from Action.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so
she came back for a minute.
She was stuck under the rubble and looking at her daughter, and she was finally herself. And I have to say, I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I feel like it's kind of like when Darth Vader finally becomes himself for a moment with Luke.
Yeah.
And they have a moment, and then he's gone.
He's gone. I agree with you.
And I feel like maybe, I don't know if you guys thought that when you were watching it out there, but I was like, oh my God.
I just thought it was really great because it's
like, I am your mother again.
She's a very beloved character, so it was so great that she came back at the very end. We think it's the very end.
And so they don't technically show her fully dying.
The thing
but
comes
I mean,
down,
come on, she's bleeding, and
take care of Joe.
We think that she, definitely died
this
gone. Episode.
So sad.
But this show has played crazier tricks on us before.
I was gonna say, that's very true.
But I mean, we hope that she's alive because we love her.
Yes.
And she's like a human again.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this show! I don't even know how to put it together.
And basically, Julie and Big Jim, when they're with Joe and Nori later, she says, my mom is dead, and the bombs did it. And like, oh my God, you guys sent the bombs. So essentially, they killed her mother.
Without understanding what they were doing.
Yeah, and didn't know that Joe and Nori were down there.
And how crazy and cool was it when Barbie was underground, and he tries to defuse the bomb, and then he's like, there's plenty more. There's 20 of them.
It's funny. He's like, he felt proud of himself. Like, okay, I got it. And then it was like, no.
One more. Two more.
No, sir. Yeah.
15 more.
Like you said, they looked like bats. They were like,
the lights went out and they were red, blinking. It was like bat eyes.
It was creepy. It was totally
creepy. Can you tell that we like science fiction?
Yeah, we're totally. So I'm
not at all.
I only grew up with science fiction. Sorry.
I mean, we were like watching the show, like, what?
I know. I grew up reading Ray Bradbury and Isaac Asimov. My mom. Thanks, Mom. She was determined to all that. I love science fiction.
I think for me, it all started in high school when I had to read George Orwell, 1984, and I was like, I'm hooked.
Yes,
this is it for me.
That and Animal Farm. Those were crazy.
Yes. Ooh.
Yes, I know those. So basically, yes.
Oh, and also, this isn't really science fiction, but we, Jackie and I both noticed that this show, in a way, is almost like, oh no, now I can't think of the title of the book. The book, something Pigs. Now I can't think of it. But there's a group of young boys, and they're on an island stuck together.
Lord of Flies?
Yes. I don't know why I said pigs. I'm sorry.
I know. But Lord of Flies, it's very Lord of Flies-esque.
This is like Lord of the Flies, where they have to be in this location together, and what will they do to survive, and what will they do to each other?
Eat or be eaten, killed or be killed. Exactly.
And it will get real dark real fast, and that's what's happening.
It is happening right now. And so it's all, everybody says take sides. It's become two sides now. The resistance, the kinship. That's where we're at right now.
That's where we are.
That's where we are.
And then right stuck in the middle of it is Barbie. He's like, what side is he on? He is treading the line or on the fence or whatever.
That was very interesting, and it's for the writing this season to go from a guy who was basically the hero of the show, beloved, to where now you're like, I hate him.
And then Big Jim, the villain, now we're like, I love him.
Yes, I love him. It's actually brilliant writing. That's great development.
And speaking of Big Jim.
Yes.
I really liked when he had the confrontation with Junior.
Oh, yeah, poor Junior.
And Junior just kept looking at him in the eye.
Yeah, he did.
I'm not your son anymore.
Because Big Jim tried another great scene.
He tried to get the emotion out of him.
And he started to cry, actually. So I'm wondering if he really felt that, actually, too.
I think he did.
He did.
I think it was just, it goes to show, like, even if you're trying to get something out of someone, when you're a human, you do feel the emotions.
Yeah. And Homeboy was cold, was like, you are not my father.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't even like a flicker of anything. It was just like,
dead
I'm a robot.
I'm a robot, dead in the eyes. And it was just like, wow, you could tell that Big Jim was kind of like, wow, that really sucks.
He's like, I'm sorry. And he's like, oh, okay, come with me. Bam! Knocks him out. But he knocked him out to save him.
He did. And he pulled him, he dragged him across, we had to laugh over that one, through the forest away from the bomb site.
We thought, when they were filming this, as the actors, they must have laughed all day long. And when he had to drag him on the ground.
They must have had a great time with that. So, because Junior has some hair on him, and Big Jim doesn't have any. So it's kind of ironic, too. Think about it.
What do you mean?
Big Jim has, shaved bald head, and Junior has all this hair, so it's probably fun. They played around with it, having to drag him and stuff.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just difference.
And I like how Big Jim called it Whoville.
Yeah, Whoville. Yeah, so I like what people in Whoville thing, when it was like, yeah, he's just good lines. And
he had another good line about Hunter. Oh, he fell off a roof and decided to have feelings about it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, poor thing.
Because he has all these one-liners.
Yes.
Oh, and then the line at the end of the episode
Yes.
that hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yes.
But sounded right on the money for Christine. She said, if you provide people with the right lie, they will believe anything you want them to.
True.
So
that's key. The right lie. You have to feed it into a certain way. If they're looking for something, if you can play around with that, they'll believe it.
So not only was it the dome.
Right. It's her too.
Dome vision, dome television. It was also what she did to Sam.
Mm-hmm.
She made Sam think that maybe he's part of the kinship, and he's not.
And he looked, and that's it. So that was our amazing show. That's crazy talk. I mean, that was just like
this episode was
on
great.
The edge. It was a great episode.
I really was like enjoying it and like on the edge of my seat.
Me too.
And,
Me too.
You know, I mean, I feel almost a little embarrassed saying how much I loved it because for so long it was just kind of laughable saying that you love it.
And you watch it just because.
And people were like, you watched Under the Dome. What?
I'm like, I do like it.
Hey, I stuck with it and it's worth it.
I agree, folks. And you can tell us what you think also, and if you agree with us, on social media, of course.
And please, give us comments on YouTube.
Yes, please.
Tweet us on Twitter,
subscribe,
Instagram, all
like
that
it.
stuff. Because
iTunes, like it, rate it.
You know what? When you do that, that means that our show gets more ratings.
Yes,
and we can stay on longer.
Yes.
And annoy you with our commentary.
I love it. So where can they find you?
Oh, you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at The Runway Queen.
I love it. You can find me on Twitter at Black Hope LA, and also go to my YouTube channel, The Super Organizer James Lott Jr. I have everything that I'm working on, all my media stuff.
The what? The Super Organizer?
That's my other business. Super Organizer. James Lott Jr. One sentence. And you go on there and I have all my videos I'm doing personally, but also my AFTERBUZZ shows. I'm on like 20 of them here, so you can see me every night here just about.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's crazy talk.
It is, and I love it. Well, thank you for watching our crazy little show. We'll see you next time. All three of us, I think.
All three of us will be together. Family be together.
Woo.
Thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.